Oh my God. Okay, so Robert, would you please hit start as our guest of honor? Put 10 minutes on the clock.
Yes.
Mike, I will try not to shed a tear about this being our last countdown to MIX10 show.
It's like Cheers. It's like the last episode. I'm sure we have millions of viewers tuning in.
You can leave.
It is sad.
But wait, well, you can go home, but you can't stay here.
That's right. So it is our last show.
Is this what it's normally like?
Yeah, we just eased into it, basically. Yeah. So it is our last show before the event. We're recording this, what, 11 days before the actual event? Of course, we'll see everybody at the event.
Still time to register.
Yep.
Not too late.
Although
I've registered.
You've registered? Okay. You'll be there. That's good to hear.
Although, if you don't hurry, we might be sold out. You never know. I mean, Mix is on fire this year.
It is,
right?
actually. It's the most attendees we've ever had at a Mix.
We have
already.
broken records.
Already. Matter of fact, we're kind of the point where, how many additional people can we fit in the venue?
Because we do want to keep Mix small.
Yeah, we do.
It's
we've heard
not
feedback.
a huge, ginormous event.
Yep. People like it, intimate, so you can run into people in the hallway.
Exactly.
We definitely don't want to lose that.
Exactly.
But this is a big year for us.
We've broken history already.
We have.
And the three of us are part.
And we're at a different place.
And we're the Mandalay Bay,
right.
different end of the strip, the whole thing, wave pool, shark reef. Three of us are working on the Mix keynotes. Actually, you two are. I just sit.
You just include yourself in the work schedule,
right?
But we've been in several keynote meetings today, and exciting stuff, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
I mean, even I was impressed, and that takes a lot.
Yep. And by the way, people might not know this, but where we film this is actually in a building where we have people working on keynote demos as we speak.
Yeah.
Working with partners, working with people who are putting demos together, last minute tweaks, last minute polish, all the work that goes up to the actual keynotes, and it's going to be exciting. I mean, the funny thing is you walk out that little door that you can't see on the camera, turn right, and you can see some amazing stuff if you just stop in each office.
Yeah. It's very
Makes
exciting.
You salivate, doesn't
Making progress this week too.
Yeah, huge progress.
Yeah, huge progress.
Great stuff.
But that said, one of the core tenets of Mix is not just about learning and everything. It's about fun.
Have fun.
You got to have fun, and we're in Vegas.
Yep.
You can't have fun in Vegas and go home.
Something's wrong with
then your mic.
So we invited today on our show Robert Hess, who I'm sure most people already know from the Knowledge Chamber and many other things.
Great series.
But he's also
Hidden talents.
the Robert Hess of DreamPoint.com. This very famous worldwide mixologist, bartender, dude.
Cocktail enthusiast.
Oh, I like that.
Cocktail
I like that.
enthusiast. There, they class it up for me.
Yeah.
And he's written a book.
And by the way, I didn't even know he'd written this book until literally 10 minutes ago.
Available on Amazon.com. I bought it. He signed it. The Essential Bartender's Guide: How to Create Truly Great Cocktails. And actually, Robert sent us a link that we'll post in this article or in this video to an article that he's written about great Las Vegas places to get cocktails and great bars.
Perfect.
And so that's what we want to talk about today. Is Las Vegas is kind of known for being like a party town where people go for bachelorette parties and things like that. But can you get truly great cocktails in this city?
You didn't used to be able to. I mean, as we're doing Mix there, I've tried to make a point of just every time going out and trying to find bars. And there was one bar that I found that I've always had a good experience. It wasn't necessarily great cocktails, but good cocktails, good bartenders. And that is the Eiffel Tower Bar
At Paris.
Because it's on the beaten path. It's like right in the middle of everything, but it's an elevator right up.
And so it is up in the actual Eiffel Tower.
It's at that
Great
little
view.
level up there. You get
Nice.
the restaurant.
You see the fountains at Bellagio.
Yeah, beautiful view of the fountains of the Bellagio. And it's got a small little bar with a small little bar stock, so they can't necessarily make everything. But the bartenders just, they feel energized and they're interested in making good cocktails, and that's what kind of enthuses them. And they've been there for years and years. I mean, the same bartenders. All the times that I've been there, I see the same bartenders time after time. And I think that's important. But that has been the only bar that I've been able to recommend for years. And then this last year...
And by the way, that one's still good.
It is still good. That is still good.
That's still on the list.
Yeah, I still plan on going there this year.
Excellent.
And then this last year, I kind of got a couple more recommendations and tried a couple more places out. One of them is the Artesian Bar, or the Artesian Hotel has a bar in it. And it's off the beaten path. And when I was first going there, the taxi was pulling me in, and I'm looking, it looks like this hotel's been shut down, or because the parking lot was empty, and the outside just kind of plain, ordinary looking, like it was like an old travel lodge had been taken over or something like that. But inside, it's beautiful. I mean, it's very kind of eclectic, very dark and dim. And coming from the sunshine, suddenly you can't see anymore because you're blind. But it's got dark woods and leathers and velvets, and the bar has all these paintings all over the place. The wall is festooned with paintings, and the ceiling is festooned with paintings,
Yes.
and these big, heavy Baroque frames, and a nice big bar, and young bartenders, so they haven't necessarily had all the training they need, but the bar managers really know what they're doing, and so they're working to train the bartenders really good. So chance of getting a good drink there is also
I've been there on Robert's referral, and it was excellent.
How far away is it?
Well, you head down towards the Sahara
Yeah.
and the stratosphere, and you kind of make a little bit of a left there.
Okay, not too far off the strip, though.
No.
Right, it's a taxi drive.
Okay.
You
No big
wouldn't want to
deal.
walk there from the Mandalay Bay.
Yep.
Halfway through. And it's nice to get off the strip, but not go like downtown.
Right.
Something in between.
Right.
Yeah, thumbs up.
But speaking of downtown, in kind of the edge of old Las Vegas, there's another bar called the Downtown, which is a really good bar. I mean, there the bartenders are craft bartenders. You walk inside, you don't even realize you're in Vegas. I mean, you could be in San Francisco.
Wow.
As far as the bar is concerned, there's no slot machines, nothing else like that going on, and the bartenders really understand their craft there, and I think that's pretty exciting too.
So this is where, the art of the cocktail, this sounds like one of those places where they know their stuff.
Yeah.
You could actually learn something by
Right.
sitting
Oh,
down at
yeah.
the bar and having a conversation.
Yeah, and I think that's fun. Walking to the bar and actually sitting at the bar, not one of the seats in the back, something like that, and chatting with the bartender, chatting with the customers.
You're not getting a yard-long margarita.
Right.
Right. Yeah. You
Frozen
gotta,
machine.
We see a few of those.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You want to pick your battles there. And this time there's a new bar opened up that I've heard about that I want to check out. I've heard it's called Herbs and Rye, which is supposed to be a good restaurant bar combination thing, and so I'm going to go check that out. And I've heard a couple good reports from other people who checked it out, and they said it was fabulous.
And is that one on the strip then? At one of the hotels?
No, it's I think it's in like a strip mall or something like that. I can't remember the address, but you'd have to look it up.
You know what's funny about Vegas is it has all these like good restaurants and bars that are like in these tiny little strip malls that are like they parallel the strip. They're in little tiny, like we went there one year,
Well,
remember?
it's where the locals go.
That's right.
Exactly, it's where the locals go. But like normally you would like be like with the strip mall, but like these are good finds,
Yeah.
local haunts.
Yeah, because I mean the standard business district restaurants are the casino restaurants,
Yes.
Yeah.
which the locals don't typically go to.
It's touristy.
They're expensive. They're
Yes.
big and flash mode. Plus, just getting parking for there if you're not staying at the hotel can be a problem too.
True.
Yeah.
So it's
So speaking of the Mandalay Bay, I don't know how good the bar is there, but there is a club at the top of the Mandalay Bay Hotel that's called MIX.
I've heard of that.
It's very appropriate.
They named it after us. How great is that?
And it has a gorgeous view of the strip. I will say that much.
Oh,
And
so
you
bring your
go,
cameras
You can go
kind of a
outside,
thing.
yeah, exactly. So that's a fun.
But are the
and
cocktails
actually,
any good? We need to
Actually,
find that
I
out.
heard maybe if anyone's going to go to the Tweet Up that the Mix Conference
That's
is sponsoring, it might be there. I don't know if they've announced the location. It might be giving something away.
They did. I think it was out on the
Sunday
it was on
night,
Twitter.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
First round's on us.
Cool.
Yeah, until the tab ran out
That's
or something
right.
like that.
That's right.
Credit card got maxed,
Get
whatever
there
the phrase was.
early. Huh, that's very cool. So when you go to a new city every time, is that kind of your goal to go into a new bar that you've never been into before and find a new?
Oh yeah. I usually do some research ahead of time, try to find people either in the city or people who've been there. Say, what are the good places to go to? What are the I'm a cocktail enthusiast. I'm interested in good drinks. If there were like 2 or 3 places I really have to go to, what were those places? Not just what are the good cocktail bars. What are the must go-to cocktail bars? And I think it's a lot of fun. It's one way to discover a city because you always kind of find some things out, whether it's the hotels, the restaurants, or just learning the city itself through the taxi cabs or walking around.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things is sitting at the bar talking to the bartenders. I find you find so much out about the place, the city, where to go, what to do, recommendations from locals. It's awesome. Plus you see them in action, which I just think is really neat.
Are there sweet times to arrive at a bar in Vegas? I mean, I know it's a city that never sleeps, right? Goes on all the time. Hey, I'm the guy who goes back to the hotel room. Right?
Well, I mean, for me, the best time is not when it's busy.
Right.
Especially in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so like my first time down to Vegas, I reached out to all my friends to get recommendations. And one of the places they always recommended was the Petrosian Bar at the Bellagio Hotel. And the Bellagio, when their bar program first started up, it was actually started by a friend of mine, Tony Amaganim, and who's a wonderful bartender. And I can only assume that his bartenders would also be good too. And I suppose maybe the bartenders he trained were good, but even this Petrosian bar that everyone was recommending, maybe a couple of the drinks might be good. But if you went off the menu, said, like if an old fashioned was not listed on the menu and I asked for an old fashioned, I'm probably not going to get a good old fashioned because their bartenders, they know these drinks. And part of it is because they're in the thick of things. I mean, their front door goes straight into the Petrosian practically, and so everyone's coming there, the farm hicks and the movie stars and everyone, and so they've just constantly being beat up by people. And so I think finding someone that's off the beaten path. That's why I think the Eiffel Tower is good because it's off the beaten path.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not quite super frequented, and so it's kind of casual.
Yeah. What is your test drink that you order every time?
Test drink.
Well, I've got 3 of them.
Oh, what are they?
Yeah. So first, it's the old fashioned.
Yep.
Because it's a fabulous drink, except usually it's done wrong, and usually it tastes terrible. And so if a bartender does it right, I know that, hey, this bartender really knows his stuff, or he's trained by the right people. And if they do it wrong, I kind of tell, okay, where do they go wrong on it? And I kind of figure out, okay, what have they done in their background? You know, what are they doing? And so it's doing it wrong is not wrong. It's just helps me understand them better. And then I take and order the personal specialty.
Yeah,
Hot.
warm too,
I'm totally
otherwise.
hot.
Yeah. Did you catch that part? You should include that in the outtakes. Oh, I'm totally hot.